Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. 2022 Project Orchids is over now, so we celebrate. And we celebrate quickly before it gets dark. Oh, this cold weather I don't know, it eats into your joints. It does when you're getting on a bit anyway. And guess what the latest forecast is? Seagulls. The latest forecast is that the mild spell we're expecting to start on Sunday is going to be short-lived, and then it's going to be even colder than it is now for possibly a prolonged period with excesses of snow. So you could say we're having a proper winter, because quite honestly, my memory of distant winters, this is what it was like, you know. I think we've got off lightly the last sort of 10 years or so. Anyway, the Project Orchids. Whether you deem them a success or not, I enjoy doing them. The ideas for next year. Now, my basic idea is that using the format of consecutive video clips on any given orchid will stay, because it works and it eases the load dramatically. Prior to that, when I did a video clip, I used to pick a suitable point and take a still, and then when I brought that forward for the subsequent video, I had to sort of put the still in and record a soundtrack, trying to remember what it was like then. Well, by keeping the video clip, that takes all that away. All I do is drag the video clip in. So that type of thing will stay, the concept. Now, my initial idea is outline idea, not finalised. Hello, pussycat. You want to go out? You going out? Or you're just going to walk up to the door, make me move, and then go back in again. Cats, love them. Yes, so my initial idea is that I'm going to pick on something like 5 or 6 orchids that represent the main genera that I keep. So that would be a Cattleya type, probably 2 out of the Dendrobiums, because one Dendrobium compared with another is quite different in some cases. Oncidium alliance, Coelogyne perhaps, and well, you know, they're open to suggestions. But yeah, I mean, there are some orchids that I may only have 1 or 2 of in that genera. They may not warrant the attention, if you know what I mean. But something like that. And then rather than doing groups of orchids, which makes the individual video quite long, and as the year progresses they get longer and longer, because you're trying to do 3 plants and look at them, what they were like last time and what they were like this time. So the idea would be to do 1 plant at a time, and the main change that you would see, again a suggestion from a viewer, let's call the video what it is. In other words, the plant name is the video title. Okay, you know, 2023 Project Orchids, orchid name, yeah? And maybe update 1, update 2, update 3, something like that. Or May update, July update, yeah? Something like that. But have the name of the plant in the title. And the idea from the viewer who suggested it is it then becomes virtually a care collab through the year. Yeah? So that would be an idea. Single orchid. And my idea would be to start the sequence with the initial look, and that initial look would have a care guide as part of it. Yeah? So that will always be there for that orchid, a care guide. And then, you know, updates as we go along through the year. Same sort of things we did this year. So that's a sort of outline plan. A select few orchids that represent the genera, not an oddity, not something that's just a one-off, because that is of little use to people unless they've got that one, if you see what I mean. And the other thing is, given the number of views on the look at the Phalaenopsis that I did back in the week, I think we'd better include a Phalaenopsis this time round. They do tend to get forgotten. And quite honestly, there needs to be quite a lot said about the humble Phalaenopsis, on the grounds that I suspect every single person watching this video now that owns some orchids has a Phalaenopsis. Important. So anyway, that's an outline plan. Pick on single orchids that represent the genus that they're in quite well, rather than being an oddity, and do a care guide to start off, initial look at the plant with a care guide, picture of the bloom if I've got one, and also included as it goes through the year, there will be a repot automatically, unless it's a mount, in which case there might be a remount, yeah? But mounts are, not that many people have got mounts compared with those that have got potted orchids in their house. So the mounts are of little interest to quite a large percentage of people because they don't have mounts in their homes. They're not so easy to look after if you've got low humidity, they really aren't. And it's not the best of idea for the orchid, quite honestly, if you've got low humidity. They don't work so good. So anyway, yeah, we'll include a care guide, we'll include a repot, and progress through the year with a seasonal approach starting possibly in February. The depth of, we could be under 2 foot of snow in February, the way things are going. Anyway, say what you think, and also if you have other ideas or ideas that could be included in that outline plan to make it better. So there we go. And for all of you who watched this year, thank you very much. It's appreciated. And what I'd like to do, if it's possible, is come up with a plan for the Project Orchids for next year that incorporates more viewers. So bear that in mind when you're thinking your ideas up and making your suggestions. Don't think of it as though I'm doing a personal video for you. Think of it along the lines of I'm trying to make a video that appeals to more viewers than perhaps I did this year. Because that, for me, that's the only downside of the Project Orchids this year, is the views aren't as high as many of my other types of videos. So let's see if we can pull that up a bit for next year. And we'll see how we go. So again, thanks for all those who've stayed with the Project Orchids. Thank you in advance for your ideas, and cheers. And for those of you who don't drop by very often, if I don't speak to you again, make sure you have a good holiday, try and get a break, and just remember while you're having your break and stuffing your turkey down and drinking your whiskey or whatever, there are those that still have to work. And there are those in one certain country who won't have a Christmas. But I bet they try. I bet they try and have the best time they can under the circumstances. We could do with that sort of spirit in other countries. So yeah, and cheers to everybody. Have a good time, think of others, and well, I suppose we could even start looking forward to a new year and what it might bring. More bills, more debt, more freezing cold weather. But we could look on the bright side. At least we get up in the morning. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by. And I'm going to repeat a saying I did when I was doing the sayings on the end of the viewing show, because this one is important. Is, in a world when you can be anything you want, be kind. See you next time.